Welcome to Path of Faith, where we embark on a journey of spiritual discovery, guided by the timeless wisdom of faith and the teachings of Jesus Christ.
I found it interesting for a person last year. She was planning to kill herself, and for some reason, during that plan to create a situation where she would remove her own life, she turned on the television and, looking for the channels, found the new song and was passing the spiritual direction program at that moment. And she said that the words of that moment have deeply touched her heart. And from that moment, she found a meaning for life. We are very happy, aren't we? We have no idea of the reach that a blessed word can have in a person's life, my people. This is why I never neglect the opportunity to do good through the word. We know that we can do good through the gestures. You can do a charity. You can give another financial aid. It is always very interesting to make a material charity, but sometimes you can come to the conclusion, but I'm so tight in my life. I had so little opportunity. It may be that you can materially do very little, although I think the poorer the person, the more solidarity it is. This is interesting. I was born within a context of great simplicity, a lot of poverty, and sometimes I remember the solidarity that existed between the neighborhood there. One killed a pig, that little pig that you had fattened with so much sacrifice. You took a piece of meat and took it to the neighbor. Wasn't it like that? Did you grow up like this, Christian? In this neighborhood context that shares, it was impressive. Everyone very poor. He killed a chicken, sent his neck to his neighbor. Not sending. He sent a joke. This solidarity even exists among simple people, and let it always continue. Simplicity cannot be an impediment for us to share. I live in a context of living with very simple people all the time, and I see so much that they are supportive as well. It is very beautiful for you to realize that, even deprived of material wealth, people are willing to help those who need it. But there is a situation that does not go through the material, which is the opportunity we have to offer the other a blessed word. Opportunity that we have to do the other. Be happier with the word we say to him. And then, my people, this poverty is different. Not material poverty. Sometimes you find very rich people who are able to do all the charitables in the world, but you don't know how to say anything that can do the other good because it didn't get used to doing it. He only got used to taking money out of his pocket, but the opposite is also true. Sometimes you find that simple person who is very charitable, but who is also unable to say a blessed word to another when he needs it. So we need to get rich like this. We need to offer the other daily inside our house, starting inside our home. A word that can do well. A word that can bring life. In Exodus, we have a passage in which God says, "Before you, I put life and death, but you will have to choose. If you choose to kill, you will die too. If you let yourself live, you will live too." And that's where it is. When I choose to be a server of the word that says, well, in my daily life, a server of the word that says, well, for example, will avoid the gossip, will not turn to that small conversation that is nowhere, that only denigrates the other. The partner of the blessed word will think twice before writing, because it's not just talking. No, we are here addressing all the dimensions and resources we have today to put our word. Twitter, Facebook, the email we write, the letter we send, the message, the SMS, the WhatsApp. There we choose it. Everything there can choose, kill the other or make living. And as we are lacking in words that have the power to do what they did in the heart of this girl. How many people dying today? Dying ahead of time. I do not speak of taking physical, biological life. No. I speak of this death that is happening naturally within our hearts. when we lose the joy of living, the satisfaction of being when we are detaching ourselves from the real meaning of life. For this, my people, that we will be wary all the time in what we spoke at the beginning of the program. How is my conversion in the context of my word? How is my spiritual, religious life is? From what I write on my Twitter, from what I write on my Facebook, what I choose to post, or what I multiply. People who multiply what is bad, the world is already full. People who multiply realities and words that are bad, who denigrate, we are already tired. And that is why being committed to the blessed word is undoubtedly a religious commitment that is already provoking spiritual life. Don't forget this difference, see? This split is too important. My religious life needs to become spiritualized. So the word I say, the word I write, needs to be in line with this search that I do. The person did not want to identify himself. He only asked for guidance. Father, I had 4 daughters. There were 4 cesarean sections, and I don't feel good aesthetically. I had a big belly, scar, and outside the breasts. I don't like to be too small. I really want to do plastic, put silicone, but I'm afraid of what can happen. Would God approve this, Father? I'm sure I would feel better with myself and in the relationship with my husband. We are 37 years old and I end up getting older than him. All this gets in the way of our relationship a little. I need to be fine with me to be fine with my daughters. My daughter, this is an issue that you are living, and many other people also go through the same conflict. Some do not even seek guidance and already do plastic surgery. Feel free for it. Now you have a residual there, which may have come from parents, the religious orientation you had, which makes you want to ask a priest about it. The church does not oppose science at all. And the church, I don't even know if it has already pronounced, has already officially commented on these issues. What the church does to us is always to guide us so that we do not fall into the facilities that life will offer, which often remove us the opportunity, for example, from discipline. I particularly find it absurd, for example, that some people do a liposuction almost every 2 years because they can't live a discipline when, after they have the result of the lipo. How many times do I find the person saying this? When I need it, I do it again. It doesn't have to be so, right? For example, I believe that in your case, it is a very fair situation. The woman really, after having so many children, she ends up having some surgeries as even necessary for you to have the internal reconstruction of the muscles that is loose. I think it is the right of women to seek the resources that science offers to recover this self-esteem. I don't see that this is a problem. The problem that's when we put it overly, and even as a priority in the face of so many things in life, that sometimes it would not be so important, so necessary. If you think this will do your wedding good, if your self-esteem will look better, talk to your husband. If you are able to do surgery, see a good doctor, right? Look for a good professional who will give you conditions, especially because of this issue of pregnancy. I know why I know women who needed this repairing surgery. I didn't forget the name of this surgery. I do not remember anymore. It is necessary for many women, and it is no problem you guide yourself. Suddenly you go, talk to the doctor. This surgery must be interpreted banal. Sin is there. That's when you start trivializing the procedure, when you start putting it as a routine of life now. So I'm going to make 30 plastics because it's all in me that you need to modify. I can't live with it. I think sin is every time we begin to fall into these relativisms that put the value of the human person short of all this. All these appearances. Not quite. Do we know that, for example, how many children are traumatized because they have Habano's ear? My God in heaven. We guide yourself. Go there if you have the opportunity. Take your child. If science is at our service, we will make use of it, but conscious use, always having, I find it very fair that you make this reflection. May you put, for example, that surgery will do your self-esteem well, which will improve your relationship with your husband, your relationship with your children, which will make you happier. I believe, my people, that God is always on the side of common sense. So have common sense as a rule. God speaks to us through our conscience. Are you exaggerating? Am I exaggerating the search for my good looks? Am I exaggerating to seek resources to get younger and younger? We have to use the resources that have, of course, the resources are there to make people more willing, younger, for more time. But be very careful with the choices we make. Physical activity, for example, will give your body more disposition. It will keep your muscles stronger for you to grow older. And a lot of people relativizes, right? What's silly bodybuilding is vanity. The gym is vanity. No, not exactly this. It may be that there are people who will look for exercise only as vanity. But there are many people who are already aware of the need for physical activity, such as improving the body, that reverberates in the soul and spirit of us. Plastic surgery is the same thing. If there is appeal to help how many people, those people, plastic surgery is for this. Do it. Sometimes the person really has a need to do that surgery to rediscover personal balance. We will not oppose. Now it is a matter of you doing your analysis that you are at peace with your conscience, with all the resources you seek to find. Rediscover this self-esteem, as science is advanced today. Now it's a good question what the church says about all this. I will try to know a little more. Now I can assure you that all that goes through common sense, that is not exaggeration, and that it will really be sought. The resource will be sought by a greater good, a well-being of the human being, right? I believe we are doing what is right. Seek from common sense what will really go. I just know that we have to be very careful so we don't abuse the resources and we forget the key, right? I think human life, it has so many riches that old age will give us, right? Of course, age, beautiful. Aging with dignity. I'm not against it. No, I'm against the exaggeration, right? The plasticized faces that remove it until the right to demonstrate that it is happy, right? Sometimes the person has the same face in all situations. You are smiling. No, I'm crying. It doesn't look like. That's where the risk is.
It's been a pleasure having you with us on Path of Faith. We value your feedback, so please share your thoughts in the comments, give us a thumbs up, share this video with others, and hit the subscribe button to stay connected with us.